When I was 14 years old, there was a bus bombing outside of the Cella building on Yafo Street. I was right there. I walked around the corner, I heard the explosion. I remember the police yelling, get back, no more first responders are allowed to go inside the scene because it's possible there's another terrorist. I wasn't a medic yet, I wasn't trained yet, I couldn't help yet, but I was there witnessing just everything. I could still have the ringing in my ears, just in awe and amazement of how these people go in and risk their lives running into a terrorist attack like that. And I said, the second that I can volunteer, I'm going to sign up. The second I hit the age of 15, I was a volunteer medic. Who would have thought that I would have responded to hundreds of terrorist attacks? My name is Gavy Friedson. I'm the Director of International Emergency Management and a Global Ambassador for United Hatzalah of Israel. I made Aliyah with my family in 1999 when I was only 10 years old. I lived in Israel all the way up until the age of 27. I've been a medic with United Cella for over 12 years. I've responded to over 10,000 emergency calls. When I was 27 years old, I moved back to the United States. Being able to go to the States and share that message of somebody who comes from the field, focusing on development and helping all the other team members of United Cella. Throughout my years living in Israel, the majority of it, I'd say, I was volunteering for United Cella, and I have the privilege of still working and volunteering with this great organization. I get to meet the donor who helps the medic, and then I get to be in the field responding and then call the donor afterwards. Leave your house, take a walk, and stumble upon a person who's in need of help, and to get there in just a few seconds is because of the training from United Cella. It's because of just being at the right place at the right time, but knowing how to respond and what to do. It's another example of a person who could have died that day, but didn't, because the United Cella medic was there. But I guess I was always an adrenaline junkie from a very young age, and I wanted to volunteer with the National Ambulance Service, and I just became so addicted to first response and just responding on the back of an ambulance. I later joined the fire department and the police department all the way up until my military draft 2 weeks after high school. My parents always joked with me. They always saw me going to school either by ambulance or fire truck. Being on an ambulance is great, but doesn't save lives. The response time just takes too long. You're stuck in traffic, person's choking or having a heart attack, and you get there 20 minutes later, it's just 20 minutes too late. I was starting to realize the frustrations of being stuck in traffic, and then I would see these two medics on a motorcycle swerving around the ambulance and getting to the emergency 10, 15 minutes before us because we're still stuck in traffic. I saw the difference that they made. If they weren't there, then there's no chance our patients would have survived. And I always felt that level of frustration that I want to be one of them. I want to be those ambucycle medics. I want to be on a motorcycle. As dangerous as a motorcycle could be, I want to be one of those guys. And that's exactly what I did. And then I became one of the youngest ambucycle medics for United Cella. Tuesday afternoon on a shift, and lo and behold, it was my math teacher. And later, before we even got to the hospital, we had a baby boy. So that's one story that I'll always remember. I've seen some really crazy thing. I think it's actually helped me to become the person I am today, with just loving life and embracing it and not taking it for granted and living life to the fullest and being a good person. The fact that I'm a medic who's responded to thousands of emergencies, and I get to take all that experience and then go across the United States sharing the message of United Cella is a huge benefit. Years ago, where we didn't have that, we didn't have this kind of capacity, we didn't have this kind of equipment, we didn't have this level that we have today, which is just revolutionary. It's groundbreaking, it's innovative, it's disruption of the EMS models worldwide, and Israel is leading with this. We are leading the world and showing by example that people don't have to wait 20 minutes for an ambulance to arrive. Being able to volunteer with colleagues who are not necessarily from the same faith or religion, having that diverse group of Jews, Christians, Muslims, all walks of life working together, putting politics aside to respond to strangers, family members, people they don't even know. We're always watching the news and always expecting that everything's horrible and horrific and there's no peace, but then United Cella brings a lot of peace. United Cella is truly united, and that's why it's the perfect word that describes this organization, because we work together. And we don't even think twice about who we're going to treat, when we're going to treat, or how we're going to treat. We just do it. And that's why we're so successful in saving so many lives. When I was volunteering, I would check up once a week on a Holocaust survivor, and she would open up to stories about the Holocaust that she wouldn't even tell her family about. Is more important and than anything else that I think, even from all the emergency calls I've ever responded to, being able to just bring a smile to a person who might feel lonely is something that just makes this world a better place. In 2017, United Cella was deployed internationally to go provide assistance to the Hurricane Harvey, Hurricane Irma, and we sent a team of paramedics and psychotrauma volunteers to the United States to help provide in that assistance. We're the only country from anywhere that came the farthest, that's for sure, in both of these hurricanes. I remember being in Dallas, Texas at the shelter, seeing a line full of soldiers from the National Guard waiting to talk to our United Cella psychotrauma professionals because they still had trauma from Hurricane Katrina. The field were able to respond in the Florida Keys way before the Red Cross. We were able to get to people who are missing, and we need to be strong for the people who can't be the first responders. But we're 6,000 plus angels who wear these vests every single day, and I have the opportunity and privilege of a lifetime to really travel across North America to get this message out. I just look forward to meeting more communities, more synagogues, more churches, more mosques, more people, more city officials. We go in there in that mentality and that mindset of if someone needs help, we're gonna help them. And we don't ask questions and we get it done. Some things are not in our control, but we're able to really make a big difference, especially as medics, in other people's lives. And I'm grateful for that opportunity to volunteer every single day.